Good morning. Today we will discuss about the primary key and foreign key, that is the composite primary key. In which situation the composite primary key is required. So I want to give you some example. For example, students are learning in some division. For example, I have a table that is a students. Now you all knows that each and every students have the roll number, right? Each and every students have name, each and every students have mobile, each and every students have, for example, email and city and all these things. But I want to know that I want to here save the information of not only roll number, name, mobile and city. I want to store the information about the branch also. It means in which program student is learning. So what is the program? Program may be a MBA, MCA, MSCIT, data science, like this. Now what problem is available over here? For example, if I insert the roll number 101 and the program is MCA, name is Ram, for example, some mobile number is there, and the information about the email ID is there, for example, ram@gmail.com, and Ram belong to Ayodhya, for example. Now I want to insert the another record of the another student who is in MCA and the roll number is 102. Suppose if you define the primary key on roll number, then what problem will be occurred over here? That you need to know. For example, see what happened. If I give the primary key on roll number, then it is fine if the records having the unique roll number. But it might be a chance the another roll number 101 is there and learning in the program MBA, right? And the name of the person is, for example, PCS, then the record should be inserted over here. But now, suppose if I put the primary key on roll number, then it will not allow me to insert the record. Why? Because the roll number is the primary key, so I cannot insert the duplicate entry over here. This is the limitation over here. Now, suppose if you think that we can make the primary key on program. Suppose if you make the primary key on program, then what the problem is? Suppose if you make the primary key program, then the MCA is there. If you enter another MCA record, then it will give you an error. Now you people will tell me that, sir, can we define the primary key on the two columns? You cannot. Why? Because suppose if you define primary key on roll number, then you all know that the roll number 101 is also available in the program MBA, as well as it is the same roll number is available in the program MSCIT. Same roll number is available in the program that is, for example, MBA and MCA. So we cannot put primary key on roll number. So it will be cancelled. Now the question is, can I put the primary key on program? Then again it is a no. Why? Because the program is MCA and program may be MBA, but in one MCA there are 60, 70, 80, 100 students should be there. So 100 entries of MCA will be available over here, and as a nature of the primary key, it not allows the duplicate value. So again, the problem is what? I cannot insert the duplicate over here, and that is the reason why I cannot put the primary key on the program. Now the question is, can I put the combination unique? Yes. So suppose if you want to put the primary key on the roll number and program, that is the combination. If you look carefully, then MCA and 101, if you choose the combination of these two, then it's still unique. 101 MCA and here 101 is there, but the combination is MBA. Now suppose if you enter 102 and if you enter MBA again, then again no problem at all if you put the composite primary key, that is a combined, that is on roll number and program both. Suppose if you enter the roll number 101 and suppose if you make here the program that is for example BCA, right, then the roll number is repeated. Program is not repeated, but it will allow me. Why? Because the combination of this two column, that is the roll number and program, the combination is unique over here. So it allows me to insert the primary key data into this particular table. Now the question is what? See, suppose if I insert the record of BCA again, and suppose if I enter the 103, then it will allow me. Suppose if I write here 103 and if I enter the BCA again, then it will not allow this particular insert. Why? Because the combination is not unique. Now the people comes and tell me that, sir, might be a chance in BCA there are 5 divisions are there, that is A, B, C, D, E, and in each division I have the roll number. So I want to mention here not only roll number program, I want to mention here the division also. So can I put the primary key that is the combination of these three? Yes, you can. So that primary key is known as a composite primary key. For example, here you can mention, see, the 103, but the division is A. Division is A. And here, the record 103 BCA, the division is B. Now, I'm telling that the combination of these three columns will be unique, and I want to put the primary key on these three columns. That is, in each program, for example, if it is an MBA, division is A, then roll number should be different. If the roll number is same, then division should be different. If roll number and division are same, then program should be different. In short, the combination of these three should be unique. For example, suppose if you enter the 101, if you say that, sir, this 101 is also from MCA, then you must need to make the changes into divisor. Suppose if you say that the roll number 104 and MCA division A, then it's okay, no problem at all, because 104 is not there anywhere else. Suppose if you think that, sir, I want to insert the 101 in division A, then you must need to make the changes into your program, for example, BS. Right? So if the division and roll number are same, then you may need to make the changes into your program. In short, the combination of these three should be unique, and combination of these three, I want to put the primary key. So how we can put the primary key on this particular thing, that I want to discuss, and that kind of primary key is known as a composite primary key. Let me save demo1.sql. Now I want to put the composite primary key on this particular table, that is student, roll number, program, division, and name in this particular three. See, you can create the table students, roll number, for example, number of 3 digit. Suppose if you make it here primary key, then remember student, you will not be able to insert the one more primary key in any other column, because we can define only one primary key per table. So suppose if I am writing here name, that is varchar2 30. Now suppose if I am adding one more column, that is for example city varchar2 and for example 30. Roll number, name, city, mobile, all these things are there. You can just guess that particular thing. Now I just want to add the program, that is a varchar2. For example, the program having the capacity 10, and I have a division, that is a varchar2 character 1. It means I want to occupy the size of character 1. Now remember student, we cannot put the primary key individual. It means you cannot write the more than one primary key in one table. So per table you can write only one primary key, and it is also not makes the good sense, because we already know that the roll number can be repeated if the program is different. The division can be repeated if the program is different. If the program is same, then roll number will be different. If program and roll number are same, then division will be different. In short, the combination of these three should be unique. So I want to put the primary key on this three, and that is the combined primary key. But if you see carefully on the data, then 101, if you look into the particular column, then you will find the duplicate entry. If you look here, then you will find the duplicate entry in MCA. Even if you look here, you will find the duplicate entry in the division. But if you look here, the combination is unique. You will not find the second record of 101 MCA and division A. It means the duplication of this, and that is what available in the reality, that in MCA division A, roll number 101. That's it. Right? Suppose if anybody says that, sir, this is happened to only one college. What if I have the data of multiple college? Then you can write here one more column, that is college. So for each college, for each program, for each division, the roll numbers are unique. So this is what the composite primary key is. But students, suppose if you copy this and if you compile this, it will give you an error that we cannot put more than one primary key on one table. This is not at all allowed. Remember, for example, let me connect with the AU. Now I'm just pasting. See, table can have only one primary key, so you cannot put the more than one primary key over here. Now the problem is what? Suppose if you put the primary key on roll number, then we all knows that in this particular program, that is in MCA, roll number 101 is there. In MBA is also 101 is there, so we cannot put the primary key on roll number. Now suppose if you think that, sir, I want to put the primary key on program, then also you will be wrong. Why? Because in one program there more than one students are there, so we cannot put the primary key over here. Suppose if you says me that, sir, can I put the primary key over here? No, because in one program one division is there. For example, in MCA I have the two division A and B. Then in BCA also I have the two division, that is again A and B. So it means what? In particular in one program you have the different division, but the division will be repeated if the program is changed. So again you cannot put over here. Now the question is, I want to put the combination of these three. How we can do this? So for that you can put the composite primary. What is composite primary key? Composite primary key means it is combination of more than one column. So we can put the combination of one column, and one more thing that you need to remember, that it always we can put this, we can put composite primary key only on the table level. So we must need to specify this at the table level. It means you cannot write the primary key over here. Suppose if you write the primary key over here, then it is a column level constraint. And it is a column level constraint, so it is the primary key will be defined on the roll number. Suppose if you write here primary key, then it will give you an error. And the error will be what? We cannot define more than one primary key in a table. Then how to resolve this particular thing? You can use the table level. Table level means after completion of all the columns, you can put the primary key. So now here you can write the primary key. So this primary key will be your table level. And you can say it is a composite primary key. Now here you can define the columns. So it should be combination of roll number, program and division. And now if you compile, if you copy this particular thing, then it will be created. So now you can see that what is the biggest advantage of creating this particular table. Now I need to check, I want to check which values are allowed over here. So if you write here, insert into students values, what you want to insert in students, I want to insert the three things only, that is roll number, name, roll number, program and division, and name I want to insert, right? So values, what is the value? For example, roll number 101. If you write here MCA division A and the name of the person is, for example, Tushar, then the record will be inserted. Why? because the earlier there is no record of the same is available. But now, suppose if you say is that, sir, I want to use the same. It means that suppose if I am writing here Arjun, then your primary key will be violated because the same roll number, same program, and same division students is already there. So now what to do in this case? Either you can change the program, either you can change the division. So either you can change the division, or if you don't want to change the division, then you can change the program. If you don't want to change the program, then you can change the roll number. Record will be inserted. Suppose if you think that, sir, I want to insert one more record. Now I don't want to change the roll number. Then you can change the program. Then also record will be inserted. Suppose if you think that, sir, now I want to make the entry into the same roll number, same program, but I want to make the changes into division, then also it is allowed. It means the combination of roll number, program, and division should be unique. I cannot insert the same value. If you look carefully in your table, then you will be able to see that, for example, let me maximize the screen, select star from students, let me set the size, set line size, so it will be in the same line, yes. Now see, if you look carefully, then division is repeating, so there is no unique division are there. MCA is repeating, it means that there is no unique program are there. If you see carefully over here, then the roll number are repeating. It means no unique roll number are there. But if you see, look carefully over here, then you will be able to see that for each division, for each program, the roll number are unique. So combination is unique. And whenever you look into the combination, then you will not find the roll number 101 in the same program with the same division. So in the same program, same division, no other roll number will be the same, right? So either you need to change the roll number, either you need to change the program, or you need to change the division. At least one item you need to change over here. This is what the composite primary key is. But see, if you look carefully over here, then it is a roll number, program, and division. Yes, it is correct. But I want to identify that the particular person belongs to which semester. And if the semester is different, then also I want to allow. In this particular case, you can add one more column over here. That is semester. Suppose if it is there are 6 semesters, then you can get the number of one digit. One digit is sufficient. Now you need to make the changes into primary key that I want to add the semester over here also. What I need to do, I need to drop the table students. Once you drop the table, now you can recreate the table. Now what is the biggest advantage in this particular table? The advantage is now in the same program, that is for example MCA, in the same division, that is roll number, that is division A, in the same semester. So again you can think that suppose that if the program is same, division is same, semester is same, then the roll number must be different. For example, let me explain the same thing again. Students, program should be unique, division should be unique, semester should be unique, or you can say the program, division, semester, and roll number. But combination should be unique. It might be a chance the program is duplicate, division is duplicate, semester is duplicate, and roll number is also a duplicate, right? But the combination is required, that is unique. So program is MCA, for example, division is A, semester 1, then the roll number must be different. Now same student belong to same division, same semester, then the roll number must be different. Now I want to insert one more record over here. Suppose if division is same, semester is same, roll number is same, then at least your program should be different. Now you can check again one more record. Suppose if your program is the same, if your if your program is same, semester is same, roll number is same, then the division should be different. In short, the combination should be unique. Suppose if you say that, sir, my program is same, my division is same, my roll number is also same, then the semester should be different, right? And now suppose if you look at the track code, then you will be able to understand properly that if you see in the roll number column, then you will find the duplicate. See 102, 102, 102, 102 is there. If you look into the program, then you will find the duplicate MCA, MCA, MBA, MBA, MBA. If you look into the division, you will find the duplicate. And if you look into the semester, you will find the duplicate. But if you look into the row, then it will not be, it will be never duplicate. If you try to insert the record duplicate, then it will give you an error. We cannot insert this unique constraint violated. It means the combination must be unique. If my roll number is same, then my program should be different, or division should be different, or my semester should be different, right? So this concept is known as a composite primary. Sometimes student says that, sir, I want to know what is composite foreign key, right? So if you want to know the composite foreign key in the same table, we can do the same thing. How? I can take this another table and we can relate this particular table. For example, see, now I want to declare the result, and whenever you want to declare the result, so this is the table which contains the information about the student. So you can say that the roll number, program, division, semester, name, city, and here mobile number, contact, and all these things of the students are available. Now I want to create the another table, and that is results. Now you all knows the result, each and every result ID is unique. So I am just declaring here results of maximum 5 digit, and it must be primary key. So each and every results are unique and it must not be null. Now, I want to declare the result that this person got marks in this particular, this person got the marks in this particular subjects, and this is the total and percentage. I want to just display here for each student, right? So how we can give the reference over here? So result ID is there, and I want to just give the grade, right? So varchar 2, for example, two character grade I want to give the each for each and every student. So grade double A is assigned to which student? Then you need the roll number over here. Now number of 3, it means the number of 3 means the same roll number that is available in the student. For each roll number, for each division, the roll number should be unique, you can say, or you can say there is an entry of the semester is also there. So in which roll number, which division, which semester, and which program, right? Here no need to maintain the sequence, no need to maintain the sequence in the table. You just need to maintain the sequence at the time of the insert, whatever you provided over here. Program, the data type must be same, so I'm writing here varchar 10. Now how to put the foreign key composite? So very simple, here you can write foreign key. Remember, you have to use for primary key composite key at the table level only. The same way foreign key must be defined at the table level if you are writing the composite foreign key. If it is a one-to-one, if it is not a composite, then you can directly write references and then in front of the column level. But if it is a foreign key at the table level, then you can define on which table on which column you want to define. So roll number, program, division, and semester. These are the columns that is available over here. You can change the name if it is required. Suppose if you think that, sir, I want to give here roll, instead of roll number, I want to write RNO. Instead of division, I want to make the changes over here, that is DV. And I don't want to make the changes into semester and program, then you need to make changes over here, that is RNO, and here in division you can write DV. Sam, now foreign key on which column of your current table, then you can write references. Now references which table? So references on students. Now if the table columns are different, then you can mention over here these columns are refer to this particular columns of students. So in students there is a column that is roll number, program, division and semester. So here not RNO, here the roll number of students is required. So here you can write roll number of students, program, division and semester. And now you can just copy this particular statement and you can paste into your SQL and you will be able to see that the table is created. Now what I did, it's a foreign key, but my foreign key is now at the table level and my foreign key is based on the record available in the student. Now the wonderful thing is what? Remember student, whenever you create the foreign key, before that the table must have the primary key which you are referring. So if you are writing students roll number, program, division and same, then I should have the primary key on this particular column first, then I can give the foreign key over here. Now I want to try to insert the record into this table, that is result. So I'm just trying to insert into results values. Now the result ID is for example 111. Now grade is AA. Which roll number? For example, roll number 101. Which division? Division A. Which semester? Semester 1. And which program? MCA. Then the record will be inserted. But remember students, suppose if you write here that AB grade to roll number 105, it is not exist in my students table. If the student is not exist, then how you can give the result? Right? So whenever you want to give the result, the student entry is required first. If student is not there, how we can give the result? So it will be violated and you will get the message that integrity constraint violated. It means the 105 student is required first. If student is there, then and then you can generate the result. So what I need to do first? I need to first make the entries into student. Once I make the entries into student, then and then I will be able to insert into the result. If I am inserting here MCA, division is A, semester is 1 and roll number is 105. Suppose if I am inserting into students, if student is available, then I can generate the result. For example, see, this was the record which was not running earlier, that is insert into result 112 AB105. It was giving me an error, integrity constraint violated, and now it is inserted perfectly. It means that the concept is what? If student is there, then and then I should be able to generate the result. So this is the parent, you can say. If parent is available, then and then the child entry should allowed. Otherwise the child entry should not be allowed. So students, you just need to understand what, whenever you define the foreign key at the table level, at that particular time foreign key keyword is required. One. Second, whenever you define the foreign key with the list of the columns, these columns are belongs to the current table. It means on which table you want to put the foreign key. So I want to put the foreign key on results. So you can say that the roll number, program, division and SAM are the columns of results and it refers to the parent this. So you can say that this foreign key is the child table which refer to the student which is the parent table. If a parent entry is not there, then you will not be able to insert into child. So whenever you want to insert into child, you must need first parent. So without parent, you cannot insert the record of child. This is what the concept is. It means we cannot generate the result of the student if the student is not exist. In the same way, I want to create two more tables, and I want to create the three tables, and I want to give you the hint that how we can generate the primary key and foreign key. So students, suppose if you think that, sir, I want to use the records and I want to use the flights data to, I want to make the composite primary key and foreign key, how we can do this? See, whenever you want to put the composite primary key, you first need to analysis your data. So flight, for example, each and every flights having the unique ID number. So you can say that flight ID will be always unique, and we can define the flight ID as a primary key. Now, flight, each and every flight has a name. So what it is a flight, what is the name of the flight that you can write in a flight name? What kind of flight it is? It means flight type. It is a domestic flight or it is an international flight. And even you can write the flight date. Now, the question is, whenever you put the flight date over here, it means that if one flight is flying today, that is on the 18th December 2020, the flight number you can say 101 is flying. It doesn't mean that the flight 101 will not fly on the 20th December. It means for each date, the flight may be a unique, but the date should be different. Even date should be same. If the date is same, then the flight should be different. If flight is same, then the date should be different. In this particular situation, we can put the composite primary key on flight ID and flight date. Let me create here table, that is create table, for example flights. For example, flight ID is there. Here you can define the flight ID, that is for example number of, that is 5 digit for example. Now suppose if you write here primary key, then what happened if I make the entry of that particular flight with one date, then it will not allow me to insert the another record. For example, flight 101 is there with the flight name, for example you can say Air India. What kind of flight? That is international flight, and it is flying on which date? For example 18th December 2020. Now I want to make the same entry again. If I make the same entry, that is this flight is flying on the 20th December also, then I will not be able to insert the record. Why? Because I put the primary key on the F101, so it should not be there, right? So I cannot put the primary key over here. If you put here primary key, then it will not allow you to make the entry of the flight date. Now the another column is required, that is flight name, for example varchar 230. Then flight type, what kind of flight it is. It is a domestic flight or it is a international flight, that you can mention over here. Now I want to mention the flight date, that is date. Now even you cannot put the primary key on the date. Suppose if you put the primary key on the date, then might be a chance on the same date, that is 20th December, another flight is flying, and that is the flight is Go India, for example, right? And that flight is also, that flight is for example domestic, but it is also flying on the same date, right? So you cannot put the primary key on the date also, but you can put the primary key on the combination, that is primary key, and what you want to define here, that is a combination of flight ID and flight date should be unique. So one flight is flying only one day, right? That is the concept over here. Now I have one more table that is related to customers. In customers, I have customer ID. Definitely each and every customer have the unique information. So I'm writing here customer ID. Customer name is also there. So each and every customer has information, that is customer name. Even you can write the city, mobile, and all those things, that whatever you want to insert. Now I want to create the one more table that is related to reservation. That is, you can say flight reservation. Now whenever you make the reservation of the flight, you must need to understand what? Which flight is flying on which date and which customer is there. So now you can say that here you can write the flight reservation ID, which is also a unique, right? So I am writing here a number of 5. Each and every flight reservation is unique. Here you can define some size. So I'm just making here customer ID is, that is a number of 5 digits. Now I want to put here the constraint, that is what? Before the constraint, I need the customer ID. And the customer ID, suppose number of 5. Now here you can reference to customers. So you can say this is the primary key foreign key relationship. It is not the composite primary key foreign key. It's a simple primary key foreign key relation. Now I want to pass here that this customer, for example, customer is Parag. So Parag has reserved the flight on which date and which flight Parag has reserved. So here you can give the ID, that is flight ID. Here you can define flight ID number of 5. Here you can define which date. So flight date, for example, date. Now here you can define the foreign key. So on which column you want to define the foreign key? I want to define the foreign key on flight ID and flight date. And references to which table? Here you can write references to flights. Let me copy the same thing. So now I'm copying this, that is flight customer and flight reservation. And now you will be able to see that I don't need to provide the columns over here. Why? In this particular situation, I need to provide the column. Why? Because see here the columns that is available in this table and the columns available in these tables are different. For example, here RNO is there and here roll number is there. That is the reason why I have to mention over here. But if you see carefully over here, then the column name of CID and the column name of CID is same over here, then no need to mention on which column of customers. Same applies over here, that is flight ID and flight date. The same column name is available in the flight reservation, then no need to provide the column name. But suppose if your column is different, for example, if it is a FID over here, then I need to mention that foreign key on FID and FD, right? But suppose if it is not changed, and suppose if you think that sir I have the FID over here, for example, suppose if FID is over here, then also you need to make the changes over here, that is FID comma F date. In short, the column list available over here, that is the required in the column in parent table. The column list required over here in the foreign key, that is required in the current table, that is wherever you specify the column. If the columns of parent and child are same, then you can simply ignore writing the columns over here if the same columns are available in the flights, and you can create the reservation. See, you must need to understand, and that concept is what? That is how to insert into the tables. You cannot directly insert the record into reservation before the customer entry, and even you cannot insert into the flight reservation before the flights. So now the sequence is what? Customer entry is required, flights entry is required, then and then you can make the entry into reservation. This is the wonderful thing about this, that the reservation will be confirmed if and only if the customer is there and flight is there. One more thing that you must need to understand, student, is what? You cannot drop the table that is a parent table if the foreign key is exist. It means if foreign key is exist in the flight reservation, then I cannot delete the table foreign key reservation. I cannot delete the table, that is drop the table flights. I cannot drop this. If you try to drop this, then it will give you an error, unique primary key in the table referenced by the foreign keys. It means if you are trying to drop the table flights, it will not allow you. Why? Because the reference is available over here. Then what is the sequence? If you want to drop the table flights, then first you need to drop the table flights reservation. If you want to drop the table flights, then you need to first drop the table flight reservation. Once you drop the flight reservation, then you can drop the table flights. It will be dropped, right? And now you can drop the table customers also, right? So in short, if the foreign key table is available, then we cannot drop the table which has the primary key. First we need to drop the table with the foreign key, then and then we can drop the table with the primary key. One more thing that you need to understand is what? To create the reservation, before this, you need to insert the record in this. Even you need to create the table first, flight and customer. Then and then you can do the reservation. So that's it from my side.